welcome back to Joe from Cincinnati / Wardens of the Midwest. That's charade. I have with me Dan K.
Yo, what up, my glib glubs?
As always, my Brit of choice. Sorry to the other Brits.
Who can blame you as well?
I mean, I feel like at this point you're the Brit of everyone's choice. You're the golden child of the Thrones community.
Stop.
Daniel K. can do no wrong.
His star is ascendant. Everything's going backwards, Joe. I'm doing well at the Thrones. It's the podcast is actually developing some sort of listener base.
It's kind of the only podcast that's around right now. I guess Second Son's just restarted, and White Book is kind of always around. But
oh, they're around.
Yeah, but Beyond the Walls ended.
I listened to the last episode. It was a sad. I'd be lying if I didn't say there was a little twinge of sadness in my heart.
It was a tearjerker.
Wouldn't quite go that far. I don't think I've ever cried over a podcast.
Like a Tom Hanks movie.
God damn, he is just acting out that whole Tom Hanks thing.
Alex is the Thrones community's Tom Hanks.
I really like listening to Alex. I think he's got a lot of insight on the game. I've got a tremendous amount of respect, and he gave us annals, which is banter.
Yeah, I mean that's some amazing shit. And then I guess that would make John Wilson?
I guess a speechless football.
It was a volleyball.
Yeah, I guess that is a fair comparison.
I mean, who am I to judge? I mean, I lost my podcast over a year ago at this point. So
where'd you lose it, mate? Where have you left it? Maybe we can have a look for it and get it all back. Dust it off.
It was 4 people, and 3 of the 4 people quit playing the game.
Ah, so, motherfucker.
I know.
We lost a host recently too. But it's cool.
Tristan, where did you go?
I know, lovely Tristan, but
the king of the opener.
Anyway, we could sit here and lament over fallen podcast members till the planets themselves died and the world was the universe was reborn anew. But we just don't have time for all of that. Do we?
And
We just don't have any time.
Why don't we have time?
Well, I've got loads of time, mate. You know,
that's true. You are basically unemployed. But
I have a full-time job. It's incredibly stressful. Just unemployed shit.
You're the guy that works until like midnight on Friday.
That's it, man. Or at least 10. I try not to do the midnight shifts anymore. Fuck that.
Fuck that right there. So the real reason why we don't have time to discuss nonsense on this is because we got spoilers.
Spoilers!
Spoilers.
I believe it's pronounced spulers.
You know what? I don't even want to get into how that started. I don't really know what the origin of it is. Probably a first edition thing, but people seem to like it. So I've been corrected when I said spoilers. People would like do like a spoilers.
Spoilers thing. Yeah, I don't really get it either, but you know, whatever.
It's what the community likes. It's just like House Botley. It's just one of those phenomenon.
It is. That's very correct. And like Pierce Brosnan in the movie I'm sure everyone remembers, Tomorrow Never Dies, everyone's favorite James Bond film.
It's the best one.
As he says when he throws the villain into the weird ship drill thing, you know, he says, give the people what they want. And I would be inclined to agree with Pierce Brosnan on that topic.
Who could not agree with Pierce Brosnan on anything?
It's difficult. I'm sure there are some people out there. I don't know him. I don't want to know him either, but you know.
I mean, it's something about him, something that's just trustworthy. About Pierce Brosnan.
Really? I always think he's about like ready to, you know, bang your wife and steal your car. You know, he's got like one of those sort of like faces.
But he'll do it in a way that you're like, I respect you, Pierce.
You'd be like, God damn it. Okay, fine.
He was right. She's right. I'm not good enough. Anyway, so spoilers. We got 2 spoilers. I bet you guys can guess which faction they're from. And if you did, you were wrong, because they gave me Tyrell spoilers.
What the fuck?
I don't know why they gave me Tyrell spoilers. Maybe they accidentally thought my address was like Whamma's email address. Or maybe
you guys like literally look nothing alike. You don't even sound alike, you know?
I thought I made a really good Whamma impression. No?
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear your Whamma impression.
I'm British and polite.
nailed that, bro. Warhammer's gonna be like, Jesus Christ, it's uncanny.
Well,
I
it's
feel
nothing like
me
your
talking
American
to Dad.
accent, I'll tell you that much.
My American accent, yeah, is great. The
It's
only reason I don't do it more often is because I don't accidentally want to be mistaken for American. So, you know, I gotta.
God forbid, right?
I've got to keep up this charade of being British, mate. You know, cup of tea, all that.
Be
Oh,
disarmingly handsome and nice and pleasant.
Your words, not mine, bro.
No one can ever hate a Brit, right? Okay. I don't know how we keep making these tangents. So, the two cards we got, we'll start with the character. Do you want to read this one or should I?
I kind of like to read the event. So,
all right.
I like the event more than I like the character. I will look. I'm a generous man. I will take the character if you would rather read the event.
No. I have no attachment to Tyrell at all. So I'll read the less interesting one.
Okay.
All right, it's up. Sir Garlan Tyrell. Now I know what you're thinking. Yes, we have already seen Sir Garlan Tyrell, but not this.
What?
But not this Sir Garlan Tyrell. Apparently,
Okay.
they're planning on releasing two Garlands within a couple months of each other.
That's some spicy Garland back-to-back with Garland action they've got planned there.
Sweet Garland action, yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Garland girl.
it was revealed that this guy is in the deluxe box. By the way, I didn't mention it. These are from Oberyn's Revenge. So this is the next chapter pack.
This is from Pack 5.
Yeah, so this is obviously not the Tyrell box. They'd have to be insane to release two Garlands.
That's good of FFG. But... They've been like, you know what? If people are absolutely salivating over that future Garland, let's just give them a nugget of present Garland right now. You know?
Yeah, give them a couple months of this Garland before they replace it with the other Garland.
Give them their early Garland fix.
Exactly.
Nice. All right.
Okay, so it's Sir Garlan Tyrell. 4-cost, unique character, non-loyal, military and power icons, 3 strength. Bestow, the beloved bestow keyword of 3
Love
gold.
that keyword.
It's one of the best.
I actually really like it, but I'm not being sarcastic. Anyway, carry on.
I think it's garbage. Anyway, he's a knight and a lord. Bestow of 3 and renown. Sir Garlan Tyrell gets +1 strength for each gold he has. Action: discard 1 gold from Sir Garlan Tyrell to choose a Tyrell character. Until the end of the phase, that character gets +2 strength. So
well, you've got to respect FFG for steadfastly, against all odds, holding to a theme. They are literally just clinging to a theme. They're not even prepared to change direction here. They're not even thinking about it.
At this point, they are just battering Tyrell over the head with knights and lords and strength buffs and renown. And it's
That's it, buddy.
It's not even a bad thing, right?
It's just like,
this
which
guy
ones do I put in?
You're like, I'm getting so many. This guy, he's objectively good. I mean, he's objectively a good card, but it's like, how many 4-for-3 cost knights are you going to put in your deck? How many 4-cost knights? How many knights in general can you fit into a deck? So, the one thing I will say, I've been very critical of the bestow keyword. I think it's mostly bad. You know, it's either way overpowered or way garbage, underpowered. You know, because you have like Astapor, which is just 5 gold to basically kill whatever you want, whenever you want.
And you
obviously,
have Dracarys.
with Dracarys.
Otherwise, it's just incredibly annoying.
Oh yeah, like with Dracarys, with Plaza, you know, during Blood of the Dragon, what have you. They have enough triggers that it's essentially, you know, you better not attack with an 8 strength character or less, because I could kill them at any time. And then you have bestows like, you know, Gilly, where it's just like, I have virtually no reason to bestow this person. And then you have other bestows, and I'm trying to think of the perfect example of like the epitome of awful bestow.
Well, let's think about that. Awful bestow would be, oh Christ, nothing's really jumping to mind. Baratheon had any bestow yet? No, that one's pretty good, the Neely guy.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think every faction's had an all-right bestow character so far, you know?
Yeah.
I think like Ricasso, you know, he's gonna be very impactful next pack. when we get the new Viper. You know, and amongst other rumblings I've heard with incoming additions to the bestow keyword, I won't go into them. But
are you gonna post more unauthorized spoilers?
mate, I don't know any spoilers. I only know what my little birds whisper to me, and they don't whisper much anymore. Not since I killed them all.
Why'd you kill all your birds, dude?
I was hungry. A man's got to eat.
That's fair. Were they
Yeah, no,
chickens?
yeah, largely flightless, admittedly.
Yeah, I mean, they're easy to kill then.
Useless as messengers. But yeah, you know, every faction has, I think, a good bestow card. The Tyrell just got their new burnt man on crack, or burnt woman, I guess you could say. The what's she called? The spy, the old town spy or informant. She's really good. I saw her getting worked hard at Blackwater, and I was like, damn, I seriously underestimated that one. Who else? God, is there a really tragically bad? I feel like
I don't think there's anything that's tragically bad. I just think there's a lot that is like, I'm not even going to bother putting any gold on that for the bestow.
maybe it's just because I've been playing too much Martell, but I feel like all the instances of bestow I've played it, I've been like, I think it's really good. I've enjoyed it, you know. Like the orphans, like they're fucking great. I love sticking a cheeky gold on them.
When that first came out, people thought it was awful. It's like, why would
I
ever
know.
want to return characters to my hands? Like,
I was amongst them. I was like, why would anyone ever fucking play this? And I've since discovered they actually have a lot of application.
yeah, they're not bad at all.
They're not bad at all. But yeah, no. Okay, I think the problem with bestow at the minute is that some people can afford it and some can't, and so you're sort of stuck with this power imbalance that between the factions. So like even Greyjoy, for example, they've got their economy location. They can't really use it unless they're running like the Rains deck with Varys, which is kind of a bummer. So yeah, their bestow is inherently they're in faction. Yeah, if you're playing main faction Greyjoy, their bestow is inherently worse than others, which is I think a bit of a bummer. But you know, we'll see how it pans out. It's definitely I agree with you. It's definitely a bit ropey at the minute, but
yeah, it just seems like there's so many cards that have bestow that you just as soon like one good example is like Alaria Sand, where it's a 4/4 Bicon with 3 bestow, and then in addition to bestowing her, you have to lose a challenge in which she's participating, and then you have to actually discard one of the gold on her to stand all the bastards you control. So you have to pay her bestow cost, lose a challenge in which she's participating in, while having a significant number of bastards kneeling, in order to make that stand effect worth the fucking 7 gold investment that you put into her.
Yeah, I would really have liked it if she had been a two cost unique with exactly the same everything. Well, just the same. So same strength to cost ratio. So she would have been
2 for 2
strength
with 3 bestow.
Yeah, that would have been great. But yeah, no, she's like what's his name, Trystane Martell. She's at the same sort of cost slot where you don't really want to be losing challenges with a 4-cost character because you've paid quite a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're paying 4 gold plus 2 or 3 more gold, depending on the situation for a character, you want that character to win something for you, not
definitely.
lose. So, you know, that's my beef with bestow. But this guy, the reason huge tangent. The reason that we went on that tangent is I like the fact that he's bestow, but he gets a bonus while he's bestowed, and then he has an action that at any time he can trigger his bestow to give an additional bonus. So, you know, most characters, you know, like Alaria, she's a 4 for 7 if you fully bestow her. That doesn't do anything until she loses a challenge. Sir Garlan Tyrell, if you send out 7 gold on him for whatever reason, he's suddenly a 7 for, 6 strength, Night Lord, because of the +1 strength that he gets for each gold he has. And then
Night Lord.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then at any given time, he can discard a gold from him. He loses strength, but you can give another character 2 strength, or you can give himself 2 strength. Like if you really need that extra strength, you can discard a gold from him to gain 2 strength on top of the strength that he has right now. So I feel like that's the way they should do bestow, where it's kind of like you get a passive bonus for having overspent on this character, and then you get an additional ability that the bestow is tied to.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So this is I think we can safely say this is a good version of a bestow. Well, I guess an ideal version of the bestow keyword in design, albeit boring.
Yeah, it's extremely boring. It's just more strength pumps. You know, oh, you can stand Randall. You can do whatever you need to do. It's generic, but it's effective. And the funny thing is, it's an effective card that might not even be played. Who's to say?
Who is to say? Not us, Joe. That's for sure.
Not us, because we're not Tyrell players. You might be, kind of. I mean, you kind of play everything, but I'm not a Tyrell player, so I'm not gonna say. I'll leave that to the Tyrell players.
I haven't played much Tyrell. I sort of I got in a bit of a hissy fit of Tyrell because I used to really like the fact they were sort of underdogs, and then they started getting all these cool control cards, and I was like, yeah, sweet. And then they were like, here are all these huge, efficient, renowned dudes, and I was like, lame. All the fun. But having said that, I am quite enjoying dabbling with a bit of Tyrell Castamere, because it's less sort of huge dudes.
Like the deck that Darren took and won without even looking at the deck beforehand.
So funny that. So I can vouch for it. It's all true. He rolled a dice to decide what deck he was going to play, and that was what was given to him.
And it was given to him, and he didn't even fucking look at it. And then he won a tournament with it. That sounds like such a Darren thing to do.
I know, yeah, he probably Darren that one. But to be fair, he played his little heart out that day, and there were a couple of games, and I was really happy for him, and we were behind him all the way. Like there were a couple of games in the top 8 where the adrenaline was obviously coursing through his body. He was shaking like a leaf, but I think he genuinely, I don't know. It's not for me to say. I don't know if he expected to be there, but he bloody well was. And I think one of the best tournament moments was watching him. I've mentioned this before somewhere else. Watching the Knights was Builder player who was 13-0 up. This was after a first snow. He played Varys's Rizzle on Darren's own political disaster. I was just like, wow. You're fucked. You've got no board, and you've just completely destroyed your only way of winning the game, because he had the dupe for the wall, but he didn't have the dupe for Brandon's gift. Not that it would have mattered anyway, but yeah.
So basically, he lost his abandoned strongholds.
He'd lost his strongholds. He had to go down to the wall, and you have to keep a forest, don't you? You always have to keep a forest that day, and that was that. He clawed it back from there. But we're getting widely off topic. Yeah, Tyrell are very good at the minute, and Tyrell Castamere has got a lot of toolboxiness to it. It's got a shitload of draw. Those vineyards, those arbor vineyards, they're really good. So my Tyrell Castamere has summer in it, where that one I think that Darren took is just rocking, just straight up utility and reset plots.
Yeah.
Because my whole sort of build ethos was I want to play around these new cards, so let's just have all of the cards and all of the gold, all the things you love, all of the time. That sort of sums up Tyrell to me.
Oh, while we're speaking about Tyrell Reigns, the other card we have kind of ties into it wonderfully.
It does, yeah, absolutely does. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Joe? Can you just say it on 3, 2, 1? It's a scheme, right? You're thinking of the scheme, right?
Let's just reveal it and let's.
All right, okay.
Let's just talk about what's going on with this card. So, just put it up on the screen there. Why don't you read this one?
Oh wow. Okay, so this probably is maybe the most raw efficient it's best in terms of raw efficiency, the best 2-cost recurring event we've seen yet. It's Elena's Machinations, and it reads: challenges action. You may initiate an additional power phase. Sorry, additional power challenge this phase. Max 1 per phase. So you can only play this once.
Oh.
Doesn't say anything about Elena's Informants there, though, so, all is not lost if you want to go for the triple power challenge.
Yeah, if you can pull that off, more power to you.
How do you recur it, I hear you ask? Well, I'll tell you, dear listener. Reaction: after you win an intrigue challenge by 5 or more strength, pay 1 gold to return Elena's Machinations from your discard pile to your hand.
So it ties perfectly into the Reigns plot, doesn't it?
Mate, and if you think it ties perfectly into the Reigns plot, but just what's printed on the card, guess what's a scheme that you can run in the Reigns plot? Littlefinger's meddling.
Oh
Yes, that's
God.
right. So
So
I mean, admittedly, you won't be recurring it then if you do that. But let's say for some fucking inexplicable reason, you didn't have any gold in your challenges phase at Tyrell. I have no idea how you've managed to do that. But let's just imagine a scenario where that happened. You could Reigns into meddling and play this play this absolutely free.
yeah, or let's say you have 1 gold, and this is in your discard pile. You can just win the intrigue challenge by 5, react, put this back in your hand, and then reveal Littlefinger meddling, and then play it for free.
Absolutely, which is insane. But you know, we've talked about synergy with cards already. We haven't really discussed the actual card itself. What do you think of this, Joe? It seems absolutely bonkers to me.
So, if you or anyone reads anything that I write about anything, or about Night's Watch, because that's all I write about. I break down power gain into like two power, because that's how much the wall gives me. So it's like, if the wall gives me 2 power around, I can win in 5 turns with a Winter Festival, and like that's like the approximation. Just
Yeah,
divide the total power by 2. That's how many turns the wall in its raw form will get you to 15 power. This event just throws any math you have out the window, because it makes it so that you can do 2 power challenges. So if your opponent, like say I'm a Night's Watch player, and I plan on defending but losing each of my challenges against you.
that's a real curveball that you're asking me to imagine, Jay.
Well, just run with it for a second.
Okay, I'll try and envision that. I'm visualizing it in my head. It's just weird. All the borders keep changing color to anything but black.
I
Okay,
know,
sorry.
but just humor me for a second. I'm playing Night's Watch, and and I'm at the point where, even if I lose all 3 challenges for the next 2 rounds, the wall and say Dominance or Winter Festival will get me to 15, regardless of the power challenges that you win. This just completely erases whole that whole calculation in terms of doing a second power challenge means that's another power that I'm losing, that you're gaining, and it's just going to decelerate me and accelerate you even further. And the fact that it's an event that only costs 2, with fealty, theoretically it would only cost 1. So you could go into the challenges phase with 1 gold, and I'd have to either play with the assumption that you have this, or, not account for it and perhaps lose 2 power challenges in the same phase.
Do you know
And
what makes this even your calculations even more disgusting? Is this card's in the same pack as the Iron Bank will have its due, so they could actually go into the challenge phase with no gold, and let's say their brand new ambush chuds, the Old Town Spy. I really need to learn the name of cards. The lady that jumps in with the bestow. That could be on the board. They could Iron Bank her back to the hand, and then pop there. This just materializes out of nowhere. So I don't think with these cards coming out, I don't actually even know if you can even begin to plan for this card. It's just something that if it happens, you've got to sort of adapt on the fly and just always sort of have it in the back of your mind, really, I guess. But
let's go on a journey.
oh shit, where are we going, dog? Talk to me about it.
So you have the House Florent Knight, right? It's a 5-cost character.
Ooh wee.
So if you have a House Florent Knight in the field, you can Iron Bank will have its due, that character back, and then you can do this card
Yes, you can.
with fealty, and then you can do, what is it called, Elena's Informant.
Oh yes, you can.
For
Tyrell, get it.
for ambush 4. So you could theoretically do, what is that, 3 power challenges when you go into the challenges phase with 0 gold.
It's, you see, it's crazy, really, isn't it, when you think about it? Because Tyrell, like, I see the if you look at Lannister and Tyrell, because they're kind of similar factions in terms of what they're, how they play, like big dudes with lots of renown. But with Lannister, they sort of veer more towards the, you know, killing, hard removal sort of theme, but Tyrell are more sort of we just want to win the game as quickly as humanly possible. And out of those two themes, there's only one really that matters, isn't it? There's only one that's actually the most powerful theme in the game, and because the whole game is about getting to 15 power. How you do it is where the beauty of it lies. But really, at the end of the day, you just need to get those counters to 15. And
do you watch Family Guy by any chance?
No, I don't really watch Family Guy, but I know of it. It's a show, I believe.
Yeah, so it's an early reference. It was from like the first couple seasons, and
I probably will know this then.
Whenever I play against Tyrell, I just imagine the person as the greased up deaf guy.
Yeah,
And he's like, "You're never gonna catch me. You're wasting time." Because they're just so insanely fast.
Yeah.
It's just like, what am I supposed to even do against this?
You don't even need to run crossing anymore to be fast with them. I think all of their builds are great. All of them. The crossing build is good. The summer build is good. The fealty build is good. The Castamere build is really good.
But with this event, I mean, crossing just gets even easier, because let's say by some miracle you don't have the 3 icons, the 3 challenges you need, or they do something to stop the 3 challenges. Your only military icon was Shadow Towered, or whatever they did. They used Nymeria to remove your only intrigue icon that's on the board. Whatever it is to prevent you from doing reigns, just plop this thing down and do another power challenge. It's just, and the obvious comparison is the Elena's Informant, but this is half the cost of the Elena's Informant. And
it just goes alongside, doesn't it? I mean, like, it's another thing on top of the Elena's Informant. The Elena's Informant is, like you say, it's limited by its expense and the fact that it's taking up a valuable character slot, and it's not really an impressive character in its own right. The body, sorry, is not particularly impressive. It's just the effect you're already getting it for. But then, when you start stacking that effect with this, and then you start stacking the ability to play these cards and complete surprise of cards like the Iron Bank will have its due, and I hear as well there's another truly jaw-dropping card in that pack.
I'm sure you did hear that.
I've heard many things, Joe. Many things.
Many things.
But yeah, basically,
many ears.
There are many ears all over the world, all of them deaf. Yeah, no, it looks to me, from what I've seen and heard about this next pack, that is going to absolutely blow the meta apart. I think Tyrell were already up at the top. I think that they'll go even higher now. I think because of that as well, Targ will start to see more of a decline. I mean, we've sort of seen a bit of a decline over here in the last sort of few weeks. I think we'll see more of that as Tyrell gets stronger.
Yeah.
Targ don't really do that well versus Tyrell with all their strength pump, but.
So you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to seeing a Night's Watch card that I actually am excited to play again. We haven't really gotten anything since the deluxe box where I've been like, I really want to play this card. The Underground Vault is great, but it's just economy, and it's just, I mean, it replaced Kingsroads in my deck. The deck doesn't function all that differently. The other cards we've gotten so far in this cycle have been mediocre at best.
The Seal Stuff guy's pretty good. I've had lots of fun with the Recruiter.
Yeah, he's fine, but, if you see him in the wrong scenario, you're just like, oh, this piece of garbage. I run one of them just because there's going to be occasions where, you can take a dragon, or you can take something that's going to be a big deal in the scenario. But I want something that's like, oh, blow my socks off, enjoy playing that card.
Have you had
seen it yet, so.
the magical steal their draw of 2 power for the win victory yet.
I've not yet done it for the win. I have taken him and just like wasted him.
Seems
just,
seems good.
just win 3 challenges with him and sack him. You know.
Fuck you, Jorah.
Fuck you, Jorah, you piece of shit. Be 2 costs for 4 strength. Fuck you. So I mean, I've done that, and I've like I said, I've taken Viserion to make it so that Danny didn't have stealth anymore. Things like that. So
Nice.
it's got its uses, but it's not like a groundbreaking card. I'm looking for, a card that I'm going to like help me redefine a deck. I know people were freaking out about Othel Yarwood.
Yeah, he seems to have gone under the radar, doesn't he, old Othel?
Oh,
Or
I mean, because he's not great.
I think he is good. He just struggles to fit into. Like, if you look at that card, it's a great card, but then when you try and put him in decks, it's like, I feel like he's best suited to that Super Steward Night's Watch deck, the Reigns one.
Yeah.
He's good in that.
I mean, the big issue I have is like, there's only so many times that I have a location that I'm just, yeah, fuck it, just kneel this thing out. Like my underground vaults, I want gold. Shadow Tower, I want to stop their biggest attacker. Castle Black, I want to stand my dude.
Yeah, what about though? Yeah, what
Haunted
about
Forest, I mean, yeah.
kneeling out Brandon's gift?
Oh, in the builder deck it's gonna work fine, but then it's it's like twice the cost of anything else in that deck. So
That is true. I feel like maybe he's your. I don't know. He's like a spicy one-of in that deck for the mid to late game.
yeah, and then you play him, and then they just kill
Milk
him.
him.
Yeah, they milk him or they kill him or whatever they do.
Yeah.
It's just like when you have an entire deck that is immune to milks, and then you just play one copy of a guy that can be milked, he's always gonna get milked.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And he's 6 fucking gold. It's just expensive for that builder deck. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll work out in that deck. But when I saw him, I was just like, eh.
I think he'll have his.
I'd
He'll have
rather
his
he could
time.
kneel
in the sun.
attachments.
Yeah, that'd be good if you could do a Halder on it. But sadly, the more I see Halder, the more I just think he's just one of the best Night's Watch cards in the game. He's just crazy. Anyway, let's not swing massively off tangent onto the boys in black. I know you love them. I know you love them so much you just want to marry them, but sadly you can't marry a card.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna think this is stupid, or I don't know. You're pretty. God, what is that word? You're impartial to the game, but in Legend of the Five Rings last week, the Crab Clan were spoiled, and they're basically the Night's Watch.
Crap metal. Yeah, no. So they've got a wall as well.
They have a wall. They're underappreciated.
Wall,
They're
right?
underfunded. They have to fight mean shit all the time.
They exist entirely on a diet of crab.
Exactly. Yes. You nailed that one, buddy.
Crab Battle. Is that a time where they have a card called Crab Battle?
They should.
They really should.
And in order to play it, you have to say crab battle.
Yeah, it's a Crab Battle.
Crab battle.
And when you play it, it's like, oh shit, Crab Battle. If you win a tournament, like a big enough tournament, and you get to design a card joke, can that be your card?
If I win a tournament and I can design a card, I will design Crab Battle. Yes.
Yes. Sick.
I will guarantee it right now. I will design Crab Battle if I ever
You
win.
heard it live here on air, folks. That's a promise. That's a promise written basically in casting blood.
Exactly.
This is really a podcast. Is this a video cast?
It's a video.
I feel like a senile old man on the
just
internet
a-
these
it's just a
days. I don't
video.
understand any of the terminology.
Well.
What year is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Okay, cool. So Crab Battle, we've got that promise locked in stone. Well, I can't wait. I don't know about you, Joe. I can't wait to be thoroughly thrashed with both of these cards in tournament circumstances. Can't wait to have the smile wiped off my face as my slow stall decks, of which I have a huge preference for, get beaten in 2 turns by bouncing Tyrell characters.
Power challenge. Yeah, it's like, I'll do a power challenge, win, get the power, get to renown. Okay, then I'll bounce out Arion, who I bannered in with Banner of the Sun, to bring in Elena's informant, do another power challenge,
Shit.
win that power challenge. Okay, and then I'll play this and Win a third power challenge. Oh, did I gain 10 power in that turn without playing any other events? Well,
Oh
yes, I
shit, they
did.
blocked that power challenge. I better boost them by 2 with Garlan Tyrell. Take that, block.
I know. And it's just gonna...
Imagine playing that on a Clash of Kings turn.
Oh,
Fucking
God.
hell. Everything's just like pinging off. You're just like, what's happening to my power totals?
Please stop this. You're hurting. It hurts so good.
I seem to have lost 6 power.
The new problem will be like, man, I have all these power challenges and my opponent has no power on their house.
Mate, do you know what you need for added spot? I mean, this is pure jank, but I'm just coming up. I'm just spitballing in my head here. You go Tyrell, Banner of the Kraken, right?
Okay.
This is next cycle. You
Next
put the
cycle.
Strangler on Theon,
Oh my God.
and then and then you can win your first challenge of your big guys, and then you just play your little event here, and bam, get your 1 strength Theon in for the second unopposed Clash of Kings power challenge. Just for the banter there.
Oh, God.
Just for the banter play.
This is such a fun game, you guys. I love this game and everything that happens during it.
And they never heard from him.
Alright.
Well, we love you, Joe. We love you. So stick around, because I do feel like it's going towards a good place. You know, every time they release these bonkers-looking cards, and we're like, "What? How could the game survive this?"
Oh,
they answer
the
that.
Eduardo Harris controversy of 2017.
I don't even get why people are
How
like
many
losing their
resets are
shit
there
over
gonna be in this game? I don't understand.
Hopefully more. Like, get all of the resets.
I want to run 7 resets, damn you.
I do. I want every plot to be a different reset day of the week. You know? So, like, Sunday is
you get a
Valor
reset for
Morgulis.
if they have a bunch of big guys, a reset if they have a bunch of little guys, a reset if they play too many characters, a reset if they play too few characters. It's just going to be a reset all the time. You can never win.
No, and that's the fun of it, really, isn't it? Never winning.
Just creating an infinite loop is the goal of this game, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. But hey ho, it will be good. It is good. I like it. You may not, but that's fine. You can go play Samurais, the card game, or whatever it is.
I love this game, man. As long as they have Night's Watch, I'll be around.
Yay! That's all we wanted to hear, dog. Me and the listeners at home. I think I speak for all the listeners at home.
I assume you do. Everything you say, I assume that that's what listeners feel in their
I'm like an avatar for the Thrones community. They speak through me.
Exactly.
I actually had to turn off my 50 million other voices, otherwise it would drive you to insanity just listening to my words.
I was like that Bruce Almighty scene.
Yeah, or any other reference you could have handpicked from all the other instances out there, but no, you chose Bruce Almighty.
The more you talk to me, the more you realize that 90% of communication I have is references to pop culture.
Yeah, I mean, like, but really sort of old, irrelevant pop culture.
Well, I'm old and irrelevant, so it makes sense.
Oh, snap dog, me too! That's why we're best friends on the internet. All right, well, I think that about sews up another spicy episode here.
Yeah, and with that, hello and goodbye. Hey ho.
Hello. Hey ho.
just to take a scene from you. Hey ho, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
I do say that.
Say goodbye, Dan.
Goodbye, Dan. I mean, goodbye, everyone.